Fib.NQ on the 9 on the 34. Fib.NQ on the 5. Fib.NQ on the 5.
All right, mic check, mic check. I think it's a little low. Let's see. Let's get that up there. No, it says it's at 85. That should be right. Let me know if that mic is low, though. It looks on the EQ, it's looking like it's popping a little lower than normal. Good morning. Let's get to it. I'm going to turn on full auto here. Across the boards. Let's see here. Can I get you guys a better screen to look at? How about this one? There we go. All right, arm long, arm short, full auto, Enigma on, 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 arm long, arm short, full auto, Enigma on. All right, so upper left-hand corner of my 4K screen, I have 6 instruments here. We have 4 correlated and 2 uncorrelated. So these 4 right here, this is the nerd. You'll hear me refer to the nerd a lot. If you are new with us, welcome aboard. So the nerd, NASDAQ, ESR2Y, and the Dow. We get a lot of information from those to feed into our primary trading charts. Not this one I'm drawing an arrow to. I'm just also showing, and then separately, we are trading crude oil and gold, which are some commodities that kind of have their own will, but are driven by different market factors for both. Oil, obviously you hear oil news all the time. This one also rolls over every month. Don't forget, you needed to roll that over this week. Crude oil is on the 04 contract now. And gold, this one rolls over every 2 months. And of course, it has been a wild child recently in its own right, as an inflationary hedge, and it's over $5,000 an ounce up there on gold. And I'll be trading the crazy nasty NASDAQ. How many of you guys are a NASDAQ fan? Anybody trading? If you're trading NQ, type NQ in the chat. If you have a different primary, I'm interested to see Type it down if you're watching this over the weekend. Let me know down in the comments. I would like to know from everybody, like, are you trading ES or RTY, especially now that the market has been super hot, super wild, lots of action? Are you kind of moving down from NQ? My way of moving down from NQ is going to be adjusting my bar size. So I'm actually about to put this on the 6s. I mean, I've gone all the way up to the 5s recently, but yesterday I went all the way to the 6s to find some bigger plays, because I mean the lower time frames are just, it's printing too many bars at a time. You're nonstop dealing with the speed being too fast, nonstop. Now obviously right now it's pre-market. We are still it's not even 9 o'clock yet, and so we've got over 30 minutes before the US Open here, so a little slow right now, but it has been wild. So I'm going to go ahead and switch that right now. I'm going to use my drop down selector, and I'm going to select Algo Bars 6s. Now, if you don't have this option here, we have a video on that. If you go into our Discord chat and type !Algo Bars, it'll pop up the video for you. Eddie or Trong, if you guys could pop that up in the chat, or if anybody else, if I don't know, I know it's a little bit early there for, thank you so much, Plutonium. There it is. So if you come into our Discord chat there, we have lots of little commands, make things easier for you. So this one, !Algo Bars, and this is going to pop up the set up your algo bars super fast video right there, so that you can have those in a little drop down as well, because those will not be there by default. You don't have to do a lot of configuration with our system out of the box. We just set it up and install it for you. But that is one item if you want to be able to have kind of click access to switch instruments like that. You would need to put that on there, and that's one little setting you'll have to do. And we have a video to walk you through doing that. Okay, here we go. So I have just switched to the 6s on my lower time frame, and let's get into that. And so don't be overwhelmed by, oh, there's too many charts or too much stuff going on there. It's actually easier to drive, in my opinion, than your car vehicle. Your vehicle has a lot of bells and whistles on the dash, but we're actually just right here. This is all you need to really focus on right here, is these buttons here. And some of these we don't even hardly use. Don't even really hardly use these. Don't use this one. So you're left with basically 3 buttons: buy, sell, close. And then if you want to get, I mean, my suggestion is to pick a side. Pick a side. What does that mean? Be a bull, be a bear. Pick one. Bulls make money. Bears make money. Pigs get slaughtered. Just don't be a pig. If you're going to choose an animal, don't be a pig. Don't be greedy. Okay. So you'll pick a side. Now, today is a very interesting day. I have considered, so here's my folded arms moment here in the chat. I'm coming back from a windfall day. Yesterday, about 87,000. I fluctuate. I got as high as 93K. It went back and forth. I was trying for that 100K so hard, and I finally just kind of held there when we hit around 87 or 88. And I was just like, okay, I can't take another shot at this. It was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It was so close. But do I want to give any of that back today? I do not. That is a windfall day. Today, I should be extremely, extremely cautious. Folks, I have a video around this concept. Windfall days, and that works the other direction too. A giant win, a giant loss is oftentimes followed by either the best or your worst day. Okay? A lot of psychology works into those things. Now, it is harder. One of those is harder. The harder thing is coming back after a big loss day. That is the hardest part. And what I can try to teach you, I am trying to tell you, you have to practice getting back into the game after a bad day, especially the bad ones. Here is going to be the forcing against nature. Your natural tendency is to want to just tuck tail, walk away, be sad, be mad, you know, needing to let time heal your wound, whatnot, all of that stuff that works in the real world. Trading is not the real world. Okay? The best days will follow that worst day. We got a red dot. Speaking of, this might be my first play here. I'm going to go 3/4 position on this right here. Top of channel, got a dot, 27, 30 ticks here. We are in neutral, have been in red. Let's see. Oh, 34 ticks. Again, I'm looking for 35. And remember, on the 6s here, oftentimes I can get 50 tick plays on T1. Do I have the red arrow? I have the red arrow, but I am neutral now on the nerd. Just in case this snaps up here, I'm going to put a hard stop back behind the red dot here. There's 50 ticks. I'll go ahead and take my trade there. 50 ticks for trade number 1. Getting it done early in, early out on a Friday. Pierced right through. So, a couple things. Top of the channel, plus multi-fib, plus Elliott wave. Yeah, I'll take a shot at that. And again, my worst case scenario, that dot, very small stop. When you are entering in on a dot, they have the best ratios, right? That is a very tiny, tiny stop. Okay, I'm entering in on the dot. Ideally, I'm trying to get, let's see if I can make this a little bit smaller even. All right, I'm trying to get as close to that entry right there as possible. So look at the stop value on that. So tiny, right? Your risk is this. And we're going for, 2+ on that. Okay. Let's see. Just a T1. And now if this was shifted over here on red, I could hold that all the way to a T2 scenario there. But T1, 50 ticks on the 6. And I've become a fan of the 6. Have you guys noticed? I don't want to say you noticed because it was literally just yesterday since we switched over to the 6s. I had a long conversation around the thought process of figuring out the 6s. This weekend, your assignment, you're watching this video right now, you need to go watch yesterday's video. It was February 19th. You want to watch that video from the very beginning. We talked about it was a day after a big red day. We came back, had a massive windfall wind day yesterday, and it talked about my mindset of you literally have to supersede your mental capacity to go, I want to just, I'm scared. I don't want to be in the market. It was hard. I'm telling you, after having been in the markets for nearly 20 years now, you want to get back in there the day after a really bad day. That next day oftentimes is one of the best days you'll ever have. It was so easy yesterday, again for me. Now, how about you guys? Anybody else have a really good and easy day yesterday? I saw a lot of different talks around the internet. I think if you didn't have ALGO box, I think that every day, quite frankly, is hard. Then again, when the whole the market's just going in a 45-degree angle, like everybody's a genius and everybody's like, oh, I'm a winner. Just press, buy the dip, BTD. When the markets are moving normally, ALGO box for the win. It's so, in my opinion, there is no other way to play. Super simple, very clear signal setups, combining multiple things that are so powerful. Check out this cheat sheet, right? These are the play setups that we're looking for. Multi-power, multi-confluence structures, plus order flow events happening in the same locations. If you haven't printed out a cheat sheet yet, make sure you get one of these printed out on your desk. There are 2 of them, so if you want to print out both, then remember, out of those, you're going to pick 4 or 5 of those. Now, the 4s and 5s across this screen here are not correlated to that. You're either going to have the 5 chart layout or the 3 chart layout. We're going to start you out with this one, up on the 5s, learn how to read the 89, then down into the optimized range, go through the filter in the middle, and then execute on the big or small over on the right. You're going to have 2 options for your execution. Now, what you'll be seeing me here doing on live streams, I am going to be executing just on one. I'm here to simplify this whole thing because I have found that if I show people all of my charts, people are like, oh, there's too much going on here. And they're just like, they don't even want to attempt it. but I'm going to show you it's actually quite simple. Okay. Let me my dot size back normal there, so it'd be nice and smooth for drawing. Okay. I do want to change that to yellow. Go. Okay. Shifted back to red here. We cracked a green dot there, so bulls are not in control here. Another test here with a Gartley. If that Gartley cracks, then bulls are solid. I'm sorry, bears are solidly in control, like they are. So we've got king timing coming up here in about 6 or 7 bars, and yeah, we'll see. Again, early in, early out on a Friday. What to be done there by usually in the first 30 minutes of the day before 10 a.m. Then, you know, get to your weekend, enjoy life. How exciting. Do like the big blown up entry chart. Awesome, Alpha. Let's see, pull up our chats here and get those on screen here this morning. Saw Mike Schwartz is, did Mike Schwartz become an avatar? I got his alert there from this morning, clicked on it real quick, and then I see a, he's using AI for, I don't know, do I need to get with the program? They got like AI doing their live streams now. Crazy. And let's see, I'm going to go to Super Chat here. There we go. Javaz, you watched last night already. Fantastic. What did you get away? Like, what was the biggest takeaway for you from yesterday's live stream? I think there were many things, especially particularly me moving and my explanations of talking through moving over to the sixes, why in this current market environment it was the right decision to do. I think that was probably a good one. But did you anybody else come up with anything else specifically from yesterday? NQ and ES, when market is moving too fast to trade the ES. Okay, you go all the way down to the ES. Crossbow, you're an RTY fan. Awesome. For like an entire year, when I was on the kind of the main ALGO Box official channel, we spent a year building out that channel, and I was trading RTY for, I know, at least 6 to 9 months on that, and I got voted off the island from RTY. People were saying they want to see NQ, you know, want to go back to NQ. We want to see all the plays, and I went to RTY because on that other channel, I really wanted to focus on teaching and training and getting all the training videos and all the professional level videos completed, which we did. So go check those out this weekend if you have not been to our documentation section. Coming up here, getting started with ALGO Box. Start with your 2-week free trial, obviously, and then get yourself all installed and set up in this getting started section. So if you are lost or wanting to think about getting with us there for your trial, these videos right here will help you get set up. There's your system set up. Next finish to install. This isn't like other programs where it takes you forever to get, you know, change workspaces and all that kind of whatnot. Our stuff is going to be pre-configured out of the box. You literally finish next finish, launch NinjaTrader, and your 5-chart layout will all be there for you in all of its glory. Okay. We'll talk about
long on the YM.
That 120-day program, how I break that up into 3 sets of 40. If you are brand new to the markets, now if you've been around the markets a while, you're an old hat, you know what's up. You know, you've been drinking coffee next to your workstation for, you know, years, and you don't need all of the, you know, the hand holding. You could obviously shortcut this. This is just our best guess around normal person coming in, sight unseen, never seen ALGO Box before, probably 3 sets of 40 days to really become acclimated with something to execute with. Now, after we finish the fundamentals, you're going to scroll down here, and we're going to get straight into the strategies once you're starting to put those pieces together. But we do need to know what's up here. We need to know things like what's an enigma, right? What is SMLK timing line? That won't matter, or it won't mean anything to you if I'm saying, hey, we want to combine the SMLK, and like I want to wait for king timing on this play plus, and then like whatever that is, you're going to be like, what's that? Right? So we teach them in this order. They're laid out this way on purpose, but each one of these internally. So if you want to learn the 2-finger salute, for instance, okay, so we've got everything is highly visual. And then after that, we're going to show the settings. We're going to talk through the various plays. And then we're going to take you, after all that, I'm going to take you right into some professionally created videos here where we had some nice motion graphics and video editors putting this together. Then you got me over here where I'll teach the training, you know, drawing with my Crayolas on the screen, you know, showing examples and doing what I do here. Okay, so check those out. That is currently free. Those will be in a pay for area if I ever get our website guys to make something satisfactory to me. And of course, maybe that's the problem is I'm apparently hard to please on a lot of things in life. Let's see. We are always looking to expand. I have a hard time getting my team to even drop a comment. Like I asked my guys, drop comments on our videos. I literally look at my videos last night. My own team won't drop a comment. I'm a lead by example kind of guy. So I expected our team, if I ask you guys to drop a comment, I ask you guys to hit a like, I expect my team to do that. I don't think that's outside the ordinary, but you know how hard it is to actually get your own team to do that? So yes, I'm beating up my own team here publicly. Team, I've asked you guys kindly in private. Now I'm saying it again, public. Put the comments on the videos. Lead by example, please. I ask you guys to do it. Do it. Put a comment. I know you don't have to, but you kind of do. Okay. Anyhow, help us to grow. We appreciate you guys. Speaking of growth, they have not sent me the codes yet for Apex. So hopefully if they send me the codes here during our live stream, I will be doing the Apex giveaway, but he did say he was going to give them to me on Friday. So we will see. I'm planning on doing some giveaways. So it's awesome. We hit some threshold with Apex. Awesome work. Thanks for you guys using code ALGOBOX. They are doing 90% off right now. So if you are grabbing Apex accounts, it'd be awesome if you guys want to use code ALGOBOX for us so that we can do account giveaways here on live streams as well. That would be fantastic.
34.
Bob's in the house. Good morning, sir. Happy Friday. Split a bit. Wanted to come say hi. Thanks so much, Bob. Let's see. Trade ES after 2 years of NQ. I switched last night. Let's see. Oh, you switched last week.
NQ on the 30.
Well, this is a weird environment, right? This is a very weird environment. Today, OPEX, and we have Michigan sentiment today. Yeah, I mean, literally, if you're changing right now, I don't know if that's like, as soon as this week kind of passes, like what Bob's saying there, we got OPEX today, Michigan sentiment at 10 a.m.
34.
This was a compressed week because of President's Day on Monday and a kind of half-day scenario. Then you had the 15th of the month landing all in the same place. You also have a shortened month because of February. Like, this is a really weird spot to make a shift because what you would be doing, again, I'm going to pull out the stats nerd here for just a moment here. If you guys will bear with me. Oops. On the screen here. Okay. So quick draw in of the bell curve, right? Yeah, we're taking you back to statistics. Please don't, wow, that's a really, it's not like that, Vinny, you know. Okay, so wow, I can't draw. How about one more time here? I'm gonna whoop on screen. Forgot I have a bottom left of my screen here. Okay, so fat tail scenarios. Okay, so right now I just want to make sure you know, and again, I'm not trying to change your mind, but you're making decisions right now. If you're like, I'm changing to whatever because of whatever and changing, you know, life habit. What we've been dealing with recently is out here. This is not the majority of things, okay? These are way extreme outliers. And so just be careful if you are trying to go, if you're trying to catch scenarios where you're wanting to get the majority of the time, right? You're trying to create standard operating procedures. They should be in here. Standard operating procedures belong in the meat of scenarios. This is an outside scenario. Does everybody understand that? If you get that, know what I'm talking about, type a 1. Just be careful of making decisions while we are this combination of things. You also have the, you know, wars and rumors of wars, stuff going on with Iran and crude oil and gold and inflation. And those scenarios that have just recently occurred on top of the fact that you had the 15th of the month of IRAs, 401ks landing at the same spot, plus President's Day landing in the very weird spot. That Friday event that occurred last week, that Wild Child Friday, which we crushed, by the way, it was huge. But we are having these outlier events. So like the other day, when the market ran on the 89, let's see if I have a handy screenshot for that. If anybody has a handy screenshot for the 89, well, I know what I could do. I'm just, let's pull this over. I think I can just see it here on the 89 chart. There was some scenario where the 89 bar printed so many up bars in a row and then it landed on 17. There it is. See this? It's like, let's say that I all of a sudden want to make a plan for this. So if I change my trading to accommodate for this, okay, this is like if you're doing full auto stuff and you want to optimize for this scenario. So now you have curve fitted for this scenario, and this is one of those scenarios that like this never occurs. Like this, the amount of times that this prints, I mean, I'll go ahead and let's count them with me. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. 32 bars to the upside. Okay. And then we grind like that. 32 bars on the 89, and you're like, I'm going to change everything I do because of that scenario right there. Bro, that's going to happen like once a year. Okay, so changing everything you do because of one thing, not exactly the thing, in my opinion, right? I'm just saying that's just one of those that you just don't want to necessarily do. You be curve fitting for scenarios that are not the majority of the time, and we want to be right on sides the majority of times. Now, you need to have some insurance ideas around avoiding scenarios like that. It's a black swan event, right? Black swan, go Google that one. Black swan events are going to occur. Don't curve your life around black swans. I guess that's my toot on whistle for that. I know it's tempting to because you're like, I'm throwing in the towel on that. I'm going to go to something slower. Okay. Well, you should already have a plan for how to adjust when the markets get wild. And for me, again, I'm just going to adjust right here most of the time. You want to do the least amount of change with the maximum amount of reward. Somebody asked yesterday, oh, so if you're going to the 6s here, so do you move off of the 9s on the MACV? That was the question. My answer is real simple. No, I really don't want to change too many things. In fact, anytime you're trying to test anything, and again, we're not here to test because now I'm in live markets, we're beyond the testing phase, but all of my testing and all of my experience has already told me, make a change to a parameter, run with that, right? If you're going, well, would multiple parameters be better? Not necessarily. If you already have something that's good, listen, this 9, dude, how did we come to the conclusion that the 9 was the best play for me anyway? There was a lot of work, a ton of work went in to pick out that I should be running the MACV chart on the 9s for NQ. Okay. That study has already been done. That is years and years of time have gone. I need to be on the 9s. That's the fat tail event. That is going to cover the majority of cases. I'm going to be all of this, all in here. This is 9. Okay. Somebody's like, well, should we go to the 10s now out here? So making a change to a 10 or 11 or whatever, like because of this outlier event, not necessarily what we want to do. If I do need to adjust because I think that I'm going to be here a little bit longer, which is what has happened recently, again, freakish action recently, then I want to change one thing without all the things at the same time. So I'm going to change what's absolutely necessary. What we've already had is the 9s showing up great plays. Like literally you could just take plays off the 9s, but the problem with taking trades off the 9s is you're also having higher time frame risk, right? And so high time frame risk, high time frame reward opportunities. But to make that combo and make that shift, I'm just going to change it on my entry chart to get a little bit closer, but still reduced. Like think about this. When I am down on the 6s, it is still less of a risk than I am taking off of the 9s. Does everybody understand that? Type me a 1 if you get that. 2 if you're new and you're not really following or tracking that. But the bigger the bar, the bigger the risk on, remember, I'm talking about ALGO box. Like forget everybody else. This does not apply to any other retarded system that's out there. But for ALGO box, if my stop is going to be behind a dot, a box, or a cross, the size of those dot, boxes, and crosses are relative to the chart. So relative to the play, it will be larger up here, aka more ticks for the drawdown for the loss. Where I need to take my loss is going to be farther away. So that's more risk on the play. Okay, so I've got a reduced risk here. Now I can play off of the sixes, and that's significant. The difference between a bar on the six and a bar on the nines, it sounds like they're close together, but they are not. They are very, very much different in their sizes. Like I could zoom all the way into this, and let's see what one of these bars is here on the sixes. Okay, so remember, there are two different types of bars in the in ALGO bars. It's by design. I've got two bar types. Okay, I've got well, technically three if you count the tail bar. Okay, all right, so let's get just a measure on one of these. So I am going to be right here, F6 to the bottom of this guy to right here. Okay, so over on the left, 24/7. That's 7.5. Let's bump it up one. This one up one. Okay, 12 to 15, that's 3 times 4, 12. So 12 ticks. This is equivalent to a 12 range. Okay, just lock that into your head. 12 range for a standard bar on the sixes. Okay. Now that doesn't directly correlate to, well, you're like, oh, it's the sixes, so is it double that? Is that the number of ticks? No, it's not. Okay, now I'm not going to count the tail bars, the reversal bars. Okay, but let's just go standard bar there. Now let's do that same thing. Okay, just remember 12 on that. And again, 12 is significant. That for one bar being 12 ticks, so 12 range. An entry chart, I would like to be like on a 4-8. Generally, if I'm going to use range bars. So now let's pull over the nines, same exercise. Zoom all the way into this guy here, and let's do F6 to the bottom of this bar, to the top of that bar. So one bar here, and I'm on 18.25. So let's go back one. Up here, we're right on 23. 22.75. Okay. So let's see. 18 to 23 is 5. 5 times 4, 20. 20 minus 1, so 19. 19 ticks per bar. Basically almost 20 ticks per bar. And again, it's a slightly larger for the tail bars, which are going to be basically like 21, 22. Okay, for reversal bars. Okay. So anyway, just saying these are significantly different sizes. It may not seem like it. Anyway, hopefully that is including in on that list. Somebody had asked yesterday, so since we up on this one, do we up on that one too? And again, if you want to try that out, you want to go for it, you can. But just know my experience points here just going, I'm not going to do that. We do have a red dot coming in here over on the nines. We are 3 minutes before the US Open here. We might see another little down move here off of that red dot. I'm going to clear the decks here. Control R. Move drawing objects. Same thing here. Control R. Boom. All right. Cleared area 26. I need to be on the 29 range. Or we start here on the optimized range, and then I'm going to save workspace, and I will post my my workspace in the community workspaces section here this weekend. So if you guys want to grab my workspace, you can. Again, I've made ever so slight changes. I still recommend that you stick to, while you're teaching or while you're training and being taught there, while I'm teaching you, I guess, stick to that 5 chart layout that comes out of the box. I think you need to learn it that way first, sort of like doing music theory or whatever. There's a certain way to learn Beethoven's Fifth and all that kind of whatnot. Learn it in a certain way and then modify from that. All right, I'm going to launch Financial Juice here. We'll be listening into the news. FinancialJuice.com is what every trader uses for their news. They've got audio and all that kind of whatnot, so people ask all the time, what's the audio news source that you got going on there? FinancialJuice.com is a free service. They do have a paid-for version as well. I do have the paid-for version. I believe it just removes ads, whatnot from their chatter. Okay, market opening here in 1 minute. Have a sip of the Joe there.
1 minute now until we get the markets on open imbalance.
Divergence up NQ on the 9. Lower fans touch NQ on the 9. Touch NQ on the 8.